out in last class, which we have studied. Overriding, right? Okay. Let's do the recap on what we have studied in the last class. Okay. So we started from here. What is polymorphism? Polymorphism means many forms. So poly means many, morphism means forms. Okay. Now polymorphism will have two types. Okay. So what are those? Compile time, run time. Okay. Compile time will be your overloading. Okay. Run time will be overriding. Okay. And overriding, I think we have seen, right? So what is overriding? What are the rules we have to satisfy? Parameter list must not change. Okay. What is the second one? Restrictions, right? Okay. So overridden method cannot have list restrictive. So it should be more. Sorry. Again, I told you. It should be less restrictive. Less restrictive. So whatever overridden method will be there. So if your method is your default, can I make it protected? Yes, we can make it. Okay. And what is the third rule which we are saying? Except return type. Okay. Return type, what will happen? I can change the return type, but it must be covariant. Okay. And what is the last rule we have seen? Subclass should not throw superclass exception. It should throw the subclass exception. I think this much only we have done. So let's try to start this and the other one, overloading. Okay. So what is overloading? What is overloading? So for what? Different arguments. Okay. So for overriding, we have all those 3 or 4 rules, right? So overloading, no rule. Okay. So only one rule is there. Okay. Your parameter list must change. That's all. This is very simple rule. Okay, you don't have any other restriction over here. So what is the only restriction? Your parameter list must change. That's all. Okay, so yeah, I'll write one very simple code. Okay, you tell me. What should be the output? Okay, so we will. This is my main class. We will have this public static word name. Okay. Then what will be the string? Then yes. Okay. String address will have. Okay. And I will create one of the class called public class will be animal. Okay. Animal we will keep on doing. Animal is the class. Okay. And what we'll write? We'll write one code called public. Okay. Public word working. Okay. So here I will do SOP. What is SOP? System.out.println. Okay. And here we have animal default parking. Okay, and we'll have one more method. I will write int. Okay, so I will write animal int parking. Okay, and as it is a integer, I must have written something, right? Okay, so I'll return 10. Maybe anything. Normally I'll return. Got it, right? Okay. Yeah, now what I'll do, I'll go from my main class. Okay, so here what I'll do, animal object equal to new animal. Okay, and what I'll do, animal object dot barking. Got it, right? So now tell me what should be the output. What should be the output? Tell me. Any idea? Any idea? Animal? Sure? Or animal int working? What will come to me? Both will come. But we are calling one method, right? Correct. What should be the output? Animal default barking, right? Okay. So try to understand. I mean, as I have already told earlier also. Okay. So always, I mean, we should not directly run the code. First, you should check the compilation problem. Okay. So first, you have to check whether it will compile or not. Okay. So what you are trying to do? You are trying to do overload or override. Overload, right? Because override you cannot do in one class. You have to do in superclass, subclass. Okay. Now what you are trying to do? You are trying to do overloading. And for overloading, what is the mandatory thing which I told little bit earlier? What is the one? Parameter list must change. But here parameter list is changing. No, so it will not compile. Very simple. Got it, right? What I am talking about? Okay. It will not compile. Why? Because see here parameter list is still same. And we are trying to do overload. And for overload, what is the mandatory thing? Your parameter list must change. Okay. So if I'll do slight change. I mean, if I'll do something like this, int test, then it will work for me, because I am changing the parameter list basically. Okay. Or else if I'll change here, I mean any of those, if I'll change, it should work fine for me. Got it, right? So for overloading, what is the mandatory criteria? Your parameter list must change. Okay. So this one we can try it out. I mean. Animal class we already have, right? So let's try to write some walking is one of the method which we are writing. Okay, let's try to write one more method called something like, okay, and write int walking. See, is it compiling? It is not compiling. Got it, right? So your code will not compile if will write the code in this way basically. Okay. So if I slightly change, I mean you can change anywhere. Suppose if I will make something like int test, then it is fine for us, because you have to return that test. So return 10 or anything you can return, because we are returning integer, right? So now it is working fine. Got it, right? So whenever you are doing the overloading, you must know that what should do, your parameter list must change. Otherwise it will not work out basically. Okay. So for this, I mean, what should be the answer for you? I mean, your code will not compile. Very simple answer. Okay. Why? Because try to understand, you are calling barking. Now you are calling barking means which barking? This one or this one? I mean, as you are not distinguishing based on the parameter list, right? So it is ambiguous case. I mean both of those can be called. Got it, right? So as soon as I will change the parameter list, now which barking will be called? Tell me. Which working will be called? Which working will be called? First one or second one? Second one, correct. Why? Because I am not passing anything, right? I am not passing anything. So if I will do something like 1, 2, 3, then which one will be called? First one. Because we are doing overloading, right? Okay. So that's what I mean. Based on the parameter list, I mean, if I will not do anything, this one will be called. If I will pass some number, then what will be? This will be called basically. Okay. So this is called overloading. Okay. So that's what. No, because return type here, what you are doing? You are not returning to anywhere, right? So it is about calling. So first calling will be done, then it will give return back the data, right? So calling itself is failing, right? So return type, it is very far. Got it, right? So this is the way. I mean, whenever you are doing overloading, what should be there? Your parameter list must change. Otherwise, it will create problem. Okay. So try to understand this. What is overloading? For overloading, only thing is that for overloaded method must change the argument list. And other things are can. What does can means? Can means you can do or not. It is up to you. It is not mandatory. Okay. But first one is mandatory. That's why we are in must. So overloading, no criteria. Your parameter list must change. Okay, another things are you can do, you can't do, it is up to you. Okay, so those are not mandatory. You can change the return type, you cannot change the return type, it is also fine. Okay, you can change your access modifier, don't change, it is also fine. You can throw some other exception, don't throw, no problem. Okay, so what is the only thing? Your parameter list must change basically. Okay, so that's what I mean. Broader means, yesterday we have discussed a bit, so don't worry, this one we will discuss in our exception handling when we will do in depth. So for timing we have just seen, what is the scene we've seen. So tell me what is the exception hierarchy, which is on the top, object, okay, then throwable, okay, below that we are having error, okay, and what is the other one? Exception. Okay, an exception will have two types, compile time, run time, and we have seen one of the exception called null pointer exception. Null pointer exception. Okay, just give me a second, I will come now. Okay, second difference, compile time error will come if I will not use parameter list. Okay, so yeah, now overloading, overriding is runtime polymorphism. Okay, and overriding, overloading, it is compile time. Okay, so compile time, it is compile time polymorphism. Okay, yeah. Now what is the third difference? Restriction, right? Okay, so overriding, what was the restriction? Overridden method cannot have more restrictions. Okay, so overridden method can't be more restrictive. Okay, and overloading, what should happen? No restriction. No restriction of the order. You can change, don't change, no problem. So no restriction of access modifier. Okay, we don't have any restriction of access modifier. This is your third difference. Okay, what is the fourth difference? What is the fourth difference? Tell me. Return type. Return type. Okay, so overriding, what is the return type? It must be covariant. Okay, so covariant return type. Okay, but overloading, what is overloading? No restriction. We don't have any restriction of the return type. Okay, so no restriction. Again, no restriction of return type. Got it, right? So this is the, these are the four very important differences which are having. So the return type we have seen. Yeah, correct. And one we missed. What is the one we missed? Overriding. Okay. Exception, throwing exception, right? Okay. So subclass method can't throw superclass exception. Okay, the one which we have seen. But here no restriction. No overloading, no restriction. overriding or restriction of throwing exception. Okay, so these are the 5 very important difference. Okay, so you should know all the 5 differences. Okay, so yeah, let's try to do one more example. Okay, tell me what should be the output. Public class. Okay, I'll have let's try to have animal only because we already have animal, so it would be easier for us. Okay, and what I'll do is we'll have one method called public void. Okay, and method name is walking, the one which we already have. It would be easier for us to use the already existing example. So what we'll do, we'll make it walking. Okay, and here what I'll do, system.out.println. Okay, so what I'll write, animal walking. This is the output. In console we are showing we are showing animal walking. Similarly, we will create one more class, or the class name will make it dog extends animal. Dog extends animal. Okay, and here what we'll write dog walking. That means it is getting overridden, right? So it is up to you. It is not mandatory, but what I will do, at the rate of override we can write here. Alright. Any doubt till now? Whatever code which we have written, straightforward. Okay, so we are just overriding. What is the method name? Walking is the method name which we are overriding. Okay, and I'll go to main class. Suppose I am having main class and something like public class, main class, which will have, what is the one? Public static void main, public static void main. Okay, then string ar and gs. Okay, yeah, now let's try to do some sort of creation of object. Okay, so I'll do animal anything equal to no animal and do dot walking. So tell me what should be the output. What should be the output? Dog walking or animal walking? Why dog? We are creating animal object, right? So animal. So animal walking. So what should be output? Animal walking should come. Got it, right? Now if I'll make it dog, then what should come? Dog walking. Simple question, right? So if I'll make it animal, then animal walking, dog walking, then dog walking. Okay, so we'll see this. Here we'll go here. We do have walking in animal. We are having walking. Dog barking. Walking is not there. Okay, so let's try to create one. Dog is walking. Okay, for animal, default animal walking. So what I am doing here is very simple. I am going here, I am writing animal equal to new animal. Okay, and animal dot walking. Sorry, walking. What should be the output? Tell me. Animal walking. So let's try to run it. Default animal walking. Okay. Now similarly, what I'll do, I'll make it to dog. What should be the output? Dog walking, because we are calling dog one, right? So we'll go to self. So let's start running it. What is the output we're getting? Dog is walking. Simple question. So animal means animal walking, dog means dog walking. Okay. Now a small change I'll do. Okay. So I'll go to walking. Okay, and before that I can call my super method, right? So I'll do super dot walking. Then what should be the output? Tell me. Animal walking, then dog walking, because it will come, I mean, when I will call this, it will come here. This one is calling super. Who is the super of dog? Animal. Okay, so it will go to animal, it will show animal walking, then it will come back here because this got over, right? So this one got over. Now it will come back here, it should print this one also, dog is walking. So both should print. So if I use super, what will happen? It will call your super one. So in that case, both will be called. Okay, yeah. Now, so straightforward. Okay, yeah. Now let's try to make it little more complicated. Okay, so now suppose if I'll do like this. Now what should be the output? Got it, right? So what I am doing, left side we are having dog, right side animal. Got it, right? So so first we have to check whether it will compile or not, right? Then only we will run it. So will it compile? Okay. Yeah. Now suppose if I will do this, I mean, you just tell me which is correct. If I will do the dog, now what should call? Got it, right? So this scenario is coming up, right? I might change my whatever the data types are there. Okay. So now what should be the output? Any idea? Okay. So let's go this. So this one, okay, this one won't compile. It will not compile. Why? Because superclass is there, right? So you cannot put superclass into subclass. Okay, so this one will not compile. If you want to compile, then you have to do the casting. I mean, casting is one of the mechanisms which you have to do basically. Okay, otherwise it will not compile. So this one will not compile. So let's try to write the code here. I mean, we will go here. So dog is your subclass. I want to make it animal. So is it compiling? It's not compiling. See. So first one will not compile. So this side of question you will get sometimes. So first one will not compile. Okay. Now let's try to do the other one. So this one will not compile. We have seen. So always your superclass must be in your left hand side. Okay, right side will be a subclass. Now the other scenario what is coming up? Here we will have animal. Here we will have dog. So right side is your subclass. Will it compile now? Yes, it will compile. Okay, so let's start to run, write the code. Okay, so sorry. Is it compiling? Yes, it's compiling. So this one will compile. So why it will compile? Because right side is your subclass, no problem. So it will compile. Okay. Now what should be the output? Will it be dog or animal or both? Or don't care. I mean, we have discussed which option. That is also one of the options. Right? I don't care whatever the output will be. On dog, yeah. So you are correct. So then why? Correct. Okay. Yeah. So try to understand. So first let's run it. I mean, left side animal, right side dog. So which one should be called? Dog should be called. Okay, so let's try to see what is calling. It is calling dog. Okay, now why? So why? Because try to understand. I mean, we got it. I mean, it is calling dog. Why? Because right side we are having dog. Okay, why? Because of the very simple reason. Okay, so first thing what we are doing overloading or overriding. Overriding. Okay, and overriding is a runtime polymorphism. What is it? It is a runtime. Okay, so runtime will always take from right hand side, because runtime object will be taken care of basically. Got it, right? So whenever you are in runtime polymorphism, what will happen? It will take from right hand side. If it is a compile time polymorphism, it will take from left hand side basically. Okay, so what should be the output here? The output will be from dog, because overriding is runtime. Okay, overriding is runtime polymorphism, and runtime always takes from right hand side. Hello? Yeah, that is good. What is it related to? Okay, so I'm in class. I mean, I have something, so not able to talk to you. Okay, so I'll connect you later. Okay. So runtime polymorphism always takes from right hand side. So what is currently right hand side? Dog. It will call dog. If dog is not there, then so let's try to see. We will go to dog. Okay. Suppose dog does not have this. And dog does not have this. Now there is no option. I mean, it must have to go to your superclass, right? So let's see what is coming. Animal is coming. If dog is there, then dog will be called. If dog is not there, then only it will go to animal. Okay, so that's what. ठीक है हाँ नॉट नेक्स्ट नो those are I mean previous बहुत पुराना है those are old one okay so any doubt until now whatever things we have studied pretty simple right okay so that's why so you understood I mean why overriding is called runtime why because it always takes from right side and whenever right side is coming means it is an overriding okay so those are called runtime polymorphism okay so right side means runtime so this question is very common I mean the one which we have discussed na animal dog then dog left side okay then they will give dog animal dog animal okay all those combinations okay so they'll ask this question very famous question in written test basically so don't be confused just see if it is overriding take right side first compile again compile is important if it is not compiling running is of I mean no use right so first compile if it is compiling okay then check overriding or overloading if it is overriding right side it's overloading left side simple okay yeah so this is the difference I mean which you have already discussed but this is one of the diagram this picture I have copied from the book which we are referring SCJP 1.6 book so So same thing, argument it must change, it must not change. Return type it can change, covariant we can have, exception can change. Here we cannot have, I mean subclass cannot throw superclass, it should throw subclass only, or same is fine. Okay, access modifier can change, here we cannot make it more restrictive. Okay, so these are the things which you should know. Okay, yeah. Now let's try to understand, let's try to discuss one more question. Okay, look into this. Public interface, what is the interface name? Testable. Okay, public interface. Suppose I am giving one of those bounceable. Bounceable means ball will bounce basically. Huh? So maybe spelling is wrong. Anything, let it be. So what are the two interface? Testable and bounceable. Okay. Suppose I will create one more interface. Bounce testable. This is the third interface. Okay. Yeah. Now implements. Okay. Testable. Okay, yeah, tell me, is it correct? Is it correct? Or there is some problem? What is the problem? What? But it does not have method, no problem. Here is no, you don't have any method, so that is not an issue. If method will be there, then we must implement it. Okay, what is the problem? Can you check it in the code? Do you have any problem? Okay, so try to understand. If you remember, we have already seen. Okay, so if I have left side class, right side class, so what is the keyword we use? Tell me. Extends. Okay, if I have left side class and right side interface, what is the keyword we use? Implements. Okay, if I have left side interface, right side also interface, then what is the keyword we use? Tell me. Extends. But what I am using here? Implement. So it will not compile. Very simple. So what should be the keyword we should use? Extends here. So one interface will extend another interface. It will never implement another interface basically. Okay. And what is the last combination which we have? Interface then class. Then what will happen? It is not possible. In this scenario is not possible. This is not possible. This scenario is not possible. Got it, right? So what was the problem? We must extend basically. Okay. Yeah. Now coming back to this. Okay. So I will do like this. Will my code compile? So this is in the case of interface basically. So class will not compile. Last class we have seen there is no multiple inheritance, so one class cannot extend more than one class. That we know. Okay. Now the case is different. Got the point, right? So now what we are dealing with? We are dealing with interface. So in that case, what should happen? It should compile or not? It should compile or not? It will compile. It will work fine basically. Okay. So what I meant to say is, if I'll have some sort of thing. Okay. So suppose if I'll do public class, okay, animal, always double A is coming from left hand. Okay. I'm having one class called animal, public class, maybe I'm having dog. Okay. So what is the class name? Dog. okay, and I am having one of the class called public class animal dog. If I write extends animal dog, tell me, will it compile? It will not compile. We have already seen why, because no multiple inheritance in Java. Okay, so why it will not compile? So this one won't compile. It will not compile. Very simple. Why? Because you are trying to use two classes inside one class, which is not possible in Java. So no multiple inheritance in Java. So what is the reason why? Because no multiple inheritance in Java. Okay, but here it will compile. And the other example which you are seeing here, here it will compile. Okay, it will compile. So you should not say, I mean, sir has told us, I mean, if extends is there, it should not have two things. Extends can have two things if it is interface. Got it, right? So be very careful. I mean, so this is the sort of questions you will be getting. So they will tell you whether it will compile or not. So in that case, you should be very careful. So here extends is there, but it will compile. Why? Because you are dealing with interface. Okay. So it will compile because we are dealing with interface. Okay. So one interface can extend more than one interface. One interface can extend more than one interface, because you cannot use implements here, because interface will always extend the interface. So can bounceable be class? If I'll make it class, tell me in this case what will happen? Will it compile? No. Why? Because interface cannot deal with class. The interface means what? It is in planning. In class means it is over. I mean non-complete thing cannot take care of complete thing. Okay, so that's why it will not compile here. So if it is interface, then only it will compile. So be very careful. Okay, so that's what is mentioned over there. No multiple inheritance in Java. So what will happen? The first one is illegal. Why? Because both side class we are having, but this is okay. Why? Because these are interface. Bounceable, movable. So here is fine, no problem, because movable and spherical both are interface. Okay. Okay. So I mean, this will finish the second chapter. Okay, so these are the interview questions which we can prepare from this chapter. Okay, so I mean, today you go and do all the questions whatever are there. Okay, and we will discuss each and every question, because these are the interview questions which you can prepare from this chapter. Okay, and we will start the third chapter. Okay, so third chapter. Which one will start? Which one? Exception handling. Okay, so next class we will do exception handling. So before coming, go to this Java T point. Before coming next class. Okay, so what is the first assignment? Do all these interview questions. I mean, these are the questions which you should do Google and understand. Okay, and the second one is go to here. Are we able to see somewhere core Java? Okay. Anywhere exception handling? Here. Okay, so go through this link basically, na? This one will study full. Okay, do you need this link or you can get it? Just search na Java T point exception handling, automatically it will come. Okay, so before coming I am telling you again and again to go through this link basically. Monday. Okay. Okay. Chalo, we'll finish.